Well, a teacher should be absolutely selfless in giving her or his knowledge without holding it. And a student should have a studentship. That means the mind should be like a sponge. So you're open and you're receptive to take whatever the teacher is taking. Only then this relationship go very smooth without any hindrance, because whatever I'm giving and imparting as my experience or knowledge, if the receiving end is closed, I cannot transfer. The Guru Shishya Parampara required that the Shishya is staying with Guru. So when you stay with your Guru 24/7, then you learn a lot of things. You do not emulate him, but you learn a lot of things about his experiences, his view, his guidance. And then in Guru Shishya Parampara, the Shishya then works on itself. So Guru guides the Shishya to become what he can. He doesn't copy the Guru. Do you understand? Especially in the field of Adhyatma. The Guru Shishya Parampara, Guru guides him from the darkness to the light. But he doesn't say just mimic me, copy me and become me. Do you understand? So he guides him or her continuously to perform the best, to figure out things and do what? To go for the self-search. Now if you have to search yourself, you can't copy your Guru. Do you understand? So you have to then make your own experiences, your own journey, and you have to go for Swadhyay. Now that is what in real sense in Adhyatmic field the Guru does for the student. In the same time, Guru has to reach to a certain level of Adhyatmic own study. He cannot be just guiding somebody without studying. So he has to study certain things, and in the path of Adhyatma, where he can guide the other person to follow that. The thing is that there are very few people are left who themselves are Guru. As I said to you, you have to study a lot and go for your own Atma Darshan to become in that stature of knowledge at least and experience to guide others. So this is the biggest challenge. Now what is happening is many people come and touch your feet and then you think that you are the Guru. So the problem is that people are on their own creating their own line and promoting themselves as a Guru. But nobody has checked their own sadhana, their own tapas. So a Guru has to do a tapas in the Adhyatmic field to become what he is. He may not get the full experience of soul searching, but he will reach to a certain point of state of mind, which is evolved state of mind. You understand? Nowadays it doesn't happen. So anywhere when I go to a TV show, they say, oh, you are now a yoga guru. And every time I have to correct them, I am not a yoga guru. I am a yoga practitioner. My Guru is guiding me and I am following that principle. To become that level, I will take another, I don't know how many years. This concept is not a Western concept. This is a very Indian traditional concept. So your prarabdha, your karma also plays a major role. So imagine Vivekananda became Vivekananda because of Ramakrishna Paramhans, because Vivekananda was at that state of mind. Shishya ka bhi to mind dekho na. So it is a very beautiful relationship, but the Shishya also has to reach to that level to become something of that level. But Vivekananda didn't become Ramakrishna Paramhans because he didn't copy. But Ramakrishna has reached to a certain level where he could guide that state of mind to become Vivekananda. So the present says challenge is anybody who goes into the spiritual line and gets some name, fame, he or she thinks that he is a Guru. But he's not. He himself is searching for a while. So this is the biggest problem, that we have to be very honest to take this particular aspect, because it gives you a lot of pseudo elevation of state of mind, that you are something. Here it negates the idea of spiritualism. In spiritualism, first thing is you have to negate your ego. Anyone can talk very well. If you have studied very well, you can talk very well. If you have a good language command, you can talk very well. But talking very well is not the sign of Guru, is not the sign of Sadguru. The Sadguru has to go through that sadhana and get that experiences where his state of mind is something beyond imagination, and there you start imparting things without even connecting. You just connect with your mind to your Shishya and things are transferred. So Ramakrishna Paramhans, if you ask me, was a Sadguru, because he could transform Vivekananda completely. But don't forget that Vivekananda was at that state of mind where he could transform. That was a Sacha Shishya, Sikh jise kehte hain, Sacha Sikh. Now, if you are in a normal state of Shishya, you will take many years and you should have a lot of blessings of divinity, you should have some prarabdha, you should have some karmas, past life karmas, then your own genetic pool. They all make a lot of difference in this, path of spiritualism. जहाँ अध्यात्म की बात है वो और शाखाओं से फर्क है, क्योंकि यहाँ आप स्व का अध्ययन करते हैं, तो स्वाध्याय ही सबसे बड़ा है. So this is the biggest challenge, because people are not having time to go for swadhyaya. No adhyan, so what swadhyaya? Well, I think, I don't know how much it is possible. A lot of responsibility lies on a good guru, because you have to give them what you have very honestly, and to ignite that interest. And the three, which is the most difficult part in this particular period of time, is the discipline. You have to put them into a discipline which is most of the time quite strong, because it's like two lines or two borders of a river. If they break, they bring the flood. So that disciplinary lines in yoga are quite strong in the beginning. Later you follow that. But in the beginning, the people get completely claustrophobic. I see in the class. The beginners can't take that, because for them, my God, we have to get up early in the morning and then put an hour and a half and then follow a regime. It's too much. We came here to get extension, little movement, little mobility, and that's yoga. So the most important thing for a guru is to give this clear concept to the Shishya that it is under the boundaries of discipline. योगा एक अनुशासन के साथ चलता है, बिना अनुशासन के नहीं होगा वो. To be precise, a guru is giving something selflessly and Shishya is ready. It's not ready that physically he is ready. Mentally also he or she has to tune himself that now the line of discipline begins. Number one. Number two, he or she should, when has an implicit faith on the guru, should not argue but surrender. Without surrendering, you can't learn to start with. Once you learn and you reach to a certain stage where you start your own experiments, your own sadhana, then you can have shastrarth. But before that, it's not possible. So I see in the class, especially the modern system of education, where you allow the child to argue for nonsensical reason, not on a proper time, that begins. So you have to explain them, no, wait, hold on. So it is something like this, that if you are teaching your child that A ऐसे लिखा जाता है या A ऐसे लिखा जाता है, and the child says, क्यों ऐसे, उल्टा क्यों नहीं? So the child has to understand that the language English is coming from Latin, and Latin has this kind of calligraphy or alphabets, and you have to write this way, and this is internationally, whatever. Similarly, in yoga also, it is much more that the Shishya has to surrender, to listen to Guru's experience, inculcate certain habits and start practicing. Reach to that level where he can have his own knowledge to experiment, research, re-research and evolve. That is very much important in this field, that you have to surrender to begin with. So शास्त्रार्थ बहुत देर से आता है. शास्त्र का अर्थ समझने के लिए जो शास्त्रार्थ होता है वो देर से आता है. अभी मॉडर्न साइंस में ऐसा है, शास्त्रार्थ पहले शुरू होता है. शास्त्र तो पढ़ा नहीं, उसके अर्थ के लिए झीझा हो रही है, तो then the whole system gets completely, choked. So you have to allow the flow. Now this is a very old concept and this is not existing in the Western world. हमारे वहाँ जब पढ़ाते थे पहले से, अभी भी साउथ में है, that they will give them certain shlokas to recite, like we were doing in the class. So the first step is that you learn how to pronounce, and the second is kantagra karo, उसे याद करो. Once you remember it clearly, then the second stage of Guru comes to explain them. Then the third came to connect it. And the fourth, which is very important, the students start applying that in their life. So shloka has a lot of great energy and meaning, which is transmitted from generations to generation, place to place. It is a beautiful science. But अब ऐसा होता नहीं है. Because of this internet and this and that, you first want to learn the meaning. Certain things you can read the meaning, but you will experience only after practicing. So because of this technology system, it is good to have that understanding of the meaning, but the steps have been curtailed. आध्यात्म है जहाँ आप आत्मा की स्टडी कर रहे हैं, जहाँ स्व की स्टडी कर रहे हैं, वो जल्दी नहीं होता. हो सकता है इस लाइफ में हो ही ना. And your sadhana comes to the end where your life ends, and then you start again. That is why this is yoga is a adhyatmic vishay, that this is the only subject when you die, a human being dies, because it connects with the soul. You start your sadhana from there itself. So we used to have this discussion with Guruji, and Guruji used to say, I would like to come back again. I don't want to get the renunciation now. So one day I asked him, sir, why? He said, because imagine Nivedita, it took me 80 years to reach to this level of my sadhana. When next time I'll come back, how far I can go. What my Guru said to me or to my students is 3 words: practice, practice and practice. Keep practicing, because it is the practice which gives you the knowledge, which gives you the experience, and the yoga is an experiential knowledge. When you do practice, then you get another experience, then next time another experience, because you are changing. Your practice will change, so the experience will change. So until and unless you practice, you can't teach, and you can't preach for sure. So the new generation who is of my time period, we should practice honestly. If we are practicing correctly and honestly, and go back to our gurus and seniors to understand if we are not understanding, let's not get into that egoistic zone that I know everything and I am the guru. No, we have to go a long way to, and I can say for myself for sure, it's a long, long way to follow this path, and I wish and I pray that God gives me that courage and sensibility to follow this in depth. But practice is the mool mantra. ये एक applied science है. Yoga is an applied science. You have to apply it. So until unless you apply and practice. So reading is good, but to begin your sadhana is the practice. Reading comes later, when you have something to correlate with. If you have only bookish knowledge, it is not going to. It's a body, mind, breath connection. Body, mind, breath, soul connection. So if you have no connection, you don't know how to access, then what sadhana we are talking about? Do not preach and teach when you are not practicing. Teach only that much which you know. If you don't know, try to figure it out. But don't practice things which... I've seen people go to different classes, different workshops, and they hear very nice flowery language from here and there and there, and you mix a good khichdi. And if you have a good Shakespearean English and a good accent, you can sell out anything in India. That's dangerous. It's a science, art and philosophy. You should read and understand every layer of the subject. Where is the science, where is the art, where is the philosophy? And it takes huge amount of time and patience to study these 3 levels parallelly. But when you are teaching somebody in the class which has a medical cases, you can't hold your knowledge for the next, if it is required now, so that you can get some more money. That's something ridiculous, Or you promote only this. That's also not correct. Yes, if you want to try, I always tell my students, you want to share my knowledge and get better, please do that. But if you think that it's a physiotherapy clinic or orthopedic clinic, it is not. It's a yoga center. Eventually, after 6-7 days of crash program, eventually they have to also practice. Eventually they also come onto the mainstream. So finally you land up into the normal life and you go for the normal practice. So this is what some teacher or the student has to remember, that we are not here to, actually to tell you the truth, we don't have to promote yoga. This is the best gift India has given to the universe. We have to just keep practicing truly. And let the student or whosoever wants to learn from you should share your knowledge. Do you think in India any house is left who don't know about yoga? So why do we promote yoga? There's no need to promote yoga. Let's protect yoga now. Let's don't make a market out of it. I think very soon we'll have a different slogan: protect yoga.